Hello, folks. Want to do a quick video. Um, just was talking to one of our clients by text message who's been with me for quite some time. And I want to share some of these concepts. I believe as time goes, they'll become simpler and simpler to understand. This video is going to talk about the new gifts that we receive. Oftentimes, people think that to get a gift, you have to go and get it. The concept of the law of attraction says that we attract what we are. And what that means is that you don't have to go out and get it, it comes to you. That's hard to believe in a world that we fight and scrape and struggle to survive. And everything that we get has to come with a cost, and everything that we receive has to come with some type of entanglement with it. When we have cleared our karma to a point where we are able to receive and to benefit from prosperity without entanglements, without new deals being put in place, deals that tie our hands, deals that take away our time, deals that take away our freedom. We have to also understand everyone is achieving their level of life based upon their receptivity and where they are spiritually. Some people, things are easy to come by because they've been able to clear so many of the things that were in the way of them receiving. The new gift comes through the same venue that it's always come through. Uh, those of us who understand, who have ritual, when you come through the confrontation process, the ritual crossroad is the trigger point. And I believe we've done some videos about this. When people get to a point where they are up to their ears in frustration, when things are happening that are shocking, that they're confused, there's like almost like a conjunction, a gridlock, where you're laying in the bed, you don't know whether to get up and get something to eat, to go to sleep, to go to the gym, to clean the kitchen. You're so confused because all of these concepts of your next step in life have converged because your life has clarified itself. Before the rituals, your life was like a ball of confusion. You were just slapped back and forth like a ping pong ball from crisis to crisis. So your adaptation to life has always been in response to. And it's always been a response that will require more of you than you actually want to give. And then people bow down to a reality that they don't want to live and live a life that is out of their control, but they stop seeing it like that. I'm talking about people who don't have ritual. They don't see that they can actually have control of their life. They feel like life is the reality is that it's an inevitable part of being powerless. And that's how they live and that's how they survive. That's how they dwell and operate. Even people who make more money than you, people who have nicer houses, nicer things. It looks like they have great relationship, marriage, children, all the things that you want. They travel. They have more freedom on their job. It seems like they work less than you do and you're making less money but they're making more. So the fairness and all these different things, the criteria we have of judging on the outside of what's happening for someone else, that's our only rubric for comparison. But the new gift, it comes through the trigger point. And that's when you're at your most confused moment. If you power through you just have to basically sit and wait. If you just take your hand and press your finger into your hand and give it some time because you have to figure out what is next to do. Don't go off the deep end and say, I'm so confused, I'm shutting down. No, that's the place where all of the ideas are present. Your confusion about whether or not to go to the wedding, whether or not to write a letter that you're about how you feel, so confused of whether I should call this person. This person has called me, left a message. Is it the right time to call them back? And I have all these confusing things that are pulling me in every direction. That right there is the moment of inevitable destiny control matrix that your life, the destiny control matrix is saying to you, I want to pull you into the next step, but I have all these ideas here. So now there's the free will right there. The free will to experience the convergence of all this confusion and frustration. Oh, I should have paid this bill on time. Why did I miss it? Because now I have to pay a $5 fee. I should have gotten gas yesterday because now I'm going to be late. All these different things are nothing more than the convergence of the smoothness that your life is headed into. You're headed into a smooth, effortless reality where things pop up, things happen for you. You don't struggle for them, you don't fight for them, you don't have to take them from someone else. Confrontation is simply allowing the moment to wash through you. Washing through you means that, say, if you have 10 different things that are on your radar, you've gone through this, and this is for the ritual customers. You've gone through all this different stuff. You realize the things you don't want in your life, and now things are simplified. And now you're shocked that you actually still have a life that you have to sort out that was created before the rituals. It's not designed to just end the reality that you've signed up to live in. You have to work your way into your new reality by allowing these concepts to free you and liberate you into the new timelines. The new timelines are right there, crisscrossing throughout your entire body. Your left arm wants to go one way. Your right arm wants to go one way. Your left foot wants to go a different way. Your right foot wants to go a different way. So you're confused because you have so many different directions that are inside of you. When you signed up for a car note that you couldn't afford, even though you signed the car note on paper, inside of you, something inside of you signed that paper. It is spiritual. You have been under spiritual control of the spirits within you that have used your body to design a life that you're living. So the crossroad moment and crossing over into that, this is where people are the most frustrated. It is like a day, it almost is like a day from hell, but it probably is not like a hellish day, but it's just a day where you are overwhelmed by the minutia of all these different tangential pieces, the pieces of the puzzle of your life that seemingly haven't been tied up or would put a ribbon around it where it doesn't feel as pretty as it should. So what you do is you just take your finger, take your hand, and just press into your skin. Press into your skin because I have to. They say that when people are in a car accident, the first thing that people need is to be comforted after the accident is over. So to prevent them from going into shock, what do? You put a blanket on their physical body. So you have to, in this moment, since you're the only one that knows all these different things that are going on, all these fears, all these things that are unresolved, because there was so much on top of it that the clearing process, clearing your karma is just like clearing away layers and layers of stuff that's on top of it. Because you were molested, you made this decision when you were 6 years old. And when you were 9 years old, you start to believe this about people. When you were 10 years old, you start to operate in this kind of way. So you made decisions about what kind of friends you would choose, where you would go, how you would dress for school. When you were 11 or 12 years old, you started eating a different way. Your eating habits changed. So all these different things are a part of you removing the layers that are not pertinent to what you want. I mean, what you want in your future is going to be different for every person. And the clarity is that when you're clearing the karma, it's just raw clearing of different stuff. And you start to specialized things that you want to go into. So the more extensive your ritual profile is, the more clear, the more dramatic the clearing moment, the more dramatic the crossroads, because you're headed to something huge that you've already decided. So to get the $3,000 or to get the 20 grand, you're going to have to go through X amount of crossroads, and X amount of timelines will lead, you will automatic, it happens automatically. You just have to authorize the clearing and get out of your own way. So you, and even if you didn't have some kind of thing where I knew about or you contacted me, you would still ultimately end up going through that crossroads anyway, even if you're frustrated, because something would click. And that one little thing that clicked because you decided to eat ice cream and say, you know what, the hell with going to the gym, I'm just going to eat an ice cream cone. By you eating an ice cream cone, what will happen? The destiny control matrix is going to connect with you. You ate the ice cream cone. Boom. Now this is the next step. Because this is a path of certainty. Destiny, our steps are ordered. This is the first time the Lord has authorized me to take you into your destiny and to allow you the freedom to choose what type of adventure, what type of lifestyle that you want to live and pursue. This is a part of your freedom, that you choose the next step and that you are able to have a coping mechanism by just holding your own hand and allowing yourself to trust yourself for the first time. There's so many layers of distrust, of confusion, of things that were false, negative lies, that were layers that were cleared out. Once those things are cleared, you will experience crossroads at different levels in your path. But on the other side of that crossroad is the new gift. The new gift that you received just for you in committing to your own spiritual journey. It doesn't come from me. It comes from on high. This is a divining ritual process. By you going over that crossroad, now you have the chance to see, oh, I don't have to be afraid of the next step now. Because I've been looking for my next step. I've been looking for the 15,000, and this is actually coming to me because of an error. This is actually coming to me because of somebody who is going to give me an opportunity to do something that I actually want to do, that I actually love to do. So I'm being rewarded just so I can learn to do something that I already like to do anyway. You have these type of experiences, and taking your own judgment. And this is when people go back into the store and say, well, because I want more clarity in this aspect of my thinking. I want more cohesive understanding of what I'm doing at each step so that I can work with my emotional body. And now I'm walking more clear. So you actually become much more intelligent and intuitive naturally, because there's only one way for you to go through this. And once you recognize that one direction is already in you, and now the clearing of nature and the connection of experiencing a real life transformation of your entire existence, it can actually become much smoother and make much more sense. These aspects. So every time, that's why I have many different types of rituals, and it's very intellectual. Look at the title and look at the description. But this is what's going to carry you through, so that next time the clearing, you might have 10 or 15 different things at another clearing that comes up. You got rent due, car note, car insurance, XYZ. You took off some days to help someone, different, all this kind of, trying to make things, who knows how, what you're into. But because you purchased a smart switch, that's going to drive you through that crossroads so fast, you won't even see it as a disadvantage, because it'll happen so effortlessly that you move straight through and you're there to receive the new gift. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to receive the new gifts, not to perseverate in that crossroad moment, because you'll have those occasionally. And especially if you're trying to achieve something, when people are don't have a when people are covered with curses and they haven't cleared their karma, they don't have any rituals, they don't have a such thing as like planning for the future. They're just like living the far as they can go into the future is looking at the calendar and planning for a certain day to do something. That's no future. That's only for today. That's only the day that they choose. That's really not a future at all. But in the clearing process, I mean, things about you that are going to change. Your voice is going to change, your body's going to change, your mentality, the way that you look is going to change. It's not going to be like another person where they just go through the throes of life and then they change and they look different and, oh, I'm dressing different now. And it's way different. You will receive the new gift by going through crossroad after crossroad. And maybe you'll go through a period of time where you don't have any. And you'll say, okay, well, that's because the timelines are specifically coded into an exact moment. You can't mess this up. You only thing that can mess it up for you is if you don't have any ritual on you, because there's nothing in the spiritual eternal that connects you to the place that you should be and to the ascension. So you have no element of anything that can help you to ascend other than some stuff that is, there's no anchor. There's no anchor. And just like everything, just like the wind blows, you can put a leaf on the ground and the wind will blow it half a mile away. You don't even know where the leaf is at tomorrow. And that's how people live their lives. So they wake up, they hear the clock, and the one thing that anchors them is they know where to go, their job or whatever that they're doing. But at the end of the day, it's just like they just blow with the wind. So with us, go through the crossroads, hold your hand through the process, feel it, and then trust yourself. So if the next step that you're supposed to take is for you to lay down and go to sleep, you may in your mind say, I don't want to lay down and go to sleep. I just want to go and handle this. But if the next step is that you really should lay down and go to sleep, believe me, there's a clearing in you laying down and going to sleep that's going to help you. So when you wake back up or get out of the bed, when it's time for you to, you're actually in the right timelines. You can't mess it up. But you just have to start giving the power over to the spirit so that it will deliver you the new gift.